good morning, team. It is Tuesday, March 4th. I'm Amy Corr, and I'm here with Kevin Van Eck, and we are here for a very special last episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin. Okay, you heard that right. I did say the last episode.
Good morning,
I'm
everybody.
Make you cry.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. So you may have, some of you may have seen the email that was sent out. We're really excited for Kevin. He's got some amazing new opportunities to explore. But that also means that we are wrapping up what has been 5 amazing years of coffee. We were just kind of reminiscing that it's almost 5 years to the day. It was March 16th when we filmed our first episode. We didn't know what we were doing. The world of Zoom, in fact, was foreign to us. But what we did know that we needed to accomplish was to create a space for agents to feel supported, to feel like there were other people who knew what they were going through, and that ultimately we could bring you great ideas, crazy ideas, bits of inspiration. And I think mostly we really hope that over the last 5 years, we've done exactly that, right?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think that was such a strange time, right? Mm-hmm. And you and I learning how to use Zoom every morning for, I think it was 4 months at 5:30 a.m. filming on Zoom, looking rough. No one looks good at 5:30 in the morning filming, unless you're a newscaster, and we did it.
I put my face on every day.
And I feel like we, I don't know. It's a special episode because it's been a long ride, and there's a lot of gratitude to go around for you, for everyone watching, and that has supported us while we've been on this journey.
Yeah. So I think we're going to dive in to kind of celebrate the wrap up, because is it ever that easy? Is there ever a good way to do it? You know, I think I will not bust into tears yet, but it's going to be hard to say goodbye. So before we say goodbye, we want to talk a little bit about the great memories that we had. So I'm going to ask Kevin, we're going to ping pong back and forth, but I want to first ask you, well, I think I kind of already talked about it, but any more details on how coffee started?
How we started?
Yeah.
We talked about how it started. I think the progression is really funny on how we started at home in Zoom. Or you were at home, I was in the office. I was still coming in because I was quarantining here. Then we had our own studio, which many of you may remember, with the cool neon sign we were talking about, where we were filming it ourselves. And now, we were fortunate enough to have a great crew that supports us in terms of filming. So no longer is it us two trying to edit. It's
we got real professional along the way, right?
That's right.
Has been amazing. So let me ask you this: favorite episode or episodes, like going back down towards memory lane. Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of them. When we look back, wow, we did 4 months every single day, 5 days a week, and then we rolled into our now notorious Tuesday mornings. I know a lot of you thought for a very long time that we got our butts up, which we did for a little while, but that we got our butts up, and maybe even still to today, and would get into the office at 6 a.m. to film, to be able to serve up coffee fresh that morning. But we did figure out how to video in advance.
That's right. We got smart with our time.
Yes. So favorite episodes, though?
Favorite episodes, I've got a few. One of them that really stands out is the Vegas episode.
Yes, I know exactly what you're
going to say.
One? Yes.
So we were in Vegas and we were filming, I think Rick Sobin, one of our managing brokers, was on with us, and we were in Vegas for the Leading RE conference. Yeah. And so we filmed outdoors in the morning. I think it was 8 a.m., 8:15 a.m. And as you do in Vegas, people were just getting home at 8 a.m. And we captured them in the background. Yeah,
there was a lady going up and down the escalator, like dancing behind us on purpose. That was fun. I liked some of our very earliest filming, I think, because it was at the very beginning of COVID. None of us knew what was happening. I was home with, I think they were 10 and 8 at the time, and no, older than that, maybe 12 and 10 at the time. And, everyone was going straight into e-learning and all of those things. And I would have Isabel come up and stand right next to me and just breathe on me. Well, I'm already trying to figure this out. I'm trying to film. I'm trying to seem like I have my act together and professional. And it was like every time I hit mute or ended, the yelling would start just as soon as it was done. So it was an intense time trying to look perfect. I also tried a few hairdos. I think one of my first hairdos was my hair pulled back, and I was like, not going to do that again.
The photos from that time, you could see the progression. We talk about progression of hair not being cut and roots for some of us.
Totally. Trying
it was really
all
fun.
out. Yeah.
And what was cool about that time too is we really got to know each other better because we did spend every morning together.
Yes.
So we got to, learn about our daily lives and talk about things unrelated to coffee even.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And then it was fun because as we moved back into the office, Kevin and I would really be one of the only two people at Goose Island. And I remember we made these rules about kindness and care and always being in a good mood. And I always remember kind of coming into the office in the morning, and we always did this for each other. It would always be like, no matter how crappy your morning was, you would have to come in and be like, hey, with a ton of energy.
Yes.
And I feel like that just fed into the job that we had to do, but I think just even how much fun we had whenever we were filming coffee.
Yeah, it was so great. So let's go. What are your favorite memories about coffee? So we talked about episodes. What about memories?
Shoot, now I'm blanking.
Well, I've got one.
Okay.
Because this stands out because it happens more frequently than any of you see because it's behind the scenes and usually happens after filming, which is if I don't pay enough attention to your hair, makeup, anything.
Or lipstick on my teeth.
That's right.
He's missed that 2 times, which was really disappointing.
Yes. So I get roasted anytime we stop filming and Amy realizes that I didn't tell her something.
Yeah.
Even though I think you always look great. So that's what I'm saying. Like, why would I correct something if there's nothing to correct?
I think that's great. The other thing is when we would do longer format video and we really had it down to a science. So I would have my section, then Kevin would have his section. And so there was always this pressure for either of us to, like, when it was our turn, perform, make sure you had all of your points. And there would be times where both of us, we'd be recording and we would just go off the rails. And then it would just be a lot of cursing, emerging trends, and a lot of like, oh, I have to do that part again. And I think we were always so kind to each other because thank God it was always like we ping ponged. Like there would be one episode where Kevin was kind of off the rails and couldn't get anything right, and then vice versa. But there was a lot of work in perfecting our craft in those first few years. So I think that was fun. We also did a DIY, if you all remember our studio in the basement where we had our cool A&K that we would light up, and we had our faux chairs, and we built that whole thing ourselves. We were very proud of it. We even put up, what is it called?
The acoustic tiles?
Yes, acoustic tiles all around to soundproof our studio. We were legit.
We were on top of it.
Yeah.
Another one of my memories, this comes from, I think it was 2021.
Okay.
We were still, a lot of places were still in lockdown, so people weren't all coming back to the office. So instead we went out to the offices.
Yes.
So,
Coffee Roadshow.
Yeah, we went to all the different regions around Chicagoland and hosted coffee and had donuts and all sorts of things at each one of the offices.
Yeah, that was
cool.
That was fun. That was 2021, and it was just a great way to connect with our agents and our managing brokers who were doing so much to keep everybody kind of moving forward for sure. I also love our yearly wrap-ups. So we started doing that probably like our 3rd year in maybe, but where we had Mike and Thad on the stairs down here at Goose Island to kind of do a wrap of the year. That's always been kind of fun. I like that one.
And a forecast for the next year. Yeah, that was something cool because we did it every, for the last 3 years, which is cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about, of all of the episodes we've done and all of the things coming out of coffee, what's the advice you'd want to leave everybody with?
I think one of the themes that we always had, kind of through a lot of the stuff. I mean, it was a lot of educating and how to be, perfect your skill. And I feel like what I hope we also kind of conveyed through the camera and when we were together is that being your authentic self is such a great place to be. It's going to allow you to attract the clients that you really want to work with, but it's also going to allow you to just enjoy what you do, right? Really, I mean, I got into this business, I worked in corporate America, and I got into this business because I wanted to be my own boss, which there's great things that come with it. There's also hard things that come with it, right. But the opportunities are endless. And at the end of the day, you always get to make the call. So I feel like I'm hopeful that we've always inspired you to remember that you're in the driver's seat, you get to make the call, to enjoy what you're doing, to laugh, because that's so attractive, but it also is just such a great way of building a career and living a life, having work-life balance. And when you look back on it all, you can say that was a career worth having. So I hope that all of our, anecdotal tips and everything else, I'm hoping that you've all been left with that, and that, of course, that you've got this, right?
Yeah, if you leave with anything,
Yeah.
no, you've got this.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's not necessarily a topic we had, but I think it's something that we've tried to convey through coffee, which is never stop learning, right? So even when you are a highly successful agent, even when you feel like you're dominating your market or you've got everything down or the best listing presentation, you probably can still improve, right? You can always learn. And then if you've mastered one thing, move on to the next, enhance your skills in another way.
Yeah.
And I think as whether it's technology or whether it's sales skills or it's different opportunities in the market, I feel like always look to be learning so you don't get left behind and so you can lead the pack.
Yeah.
And that ties into my documentary Sundays, if you've ever heard about that one.
Yes, do tell them about that.
Yeah, so in case you haven't seen this on a previous episode when Amy brings it up and makes fun of me, every Sunday morning I watch a documentary. And it can be any topic, but something because I'm interested. That's a big thing for me, which is continuing to learn, even if it doesn't directly relate to real estate or to brokerage or growth or something like that. It's so every Sunday morning, if Amy emails me or texts me, she apologizes for interrupting documentary Sunday.
Yes. But I will say, I admire you, Kevin, so much. And I think I've learned so much from you over the years. I feel like we've complemented each other so well. I feel like I kind of come in, sometimes, as you say, she's coming in hot. And I always have all of these ideas and these crazy brainstorms. And what I've loved is that you don't tell me we can't do any of these things or that things aren't possible, but you tend to put it into a frame of, but we can only do so much within 15 minutes, 30 minutes. But, I think you've brought and taught me a lot about structure and ways of looking at things to be more efficient. And I've just always so appreciated that in working with you. I think we've balanced each other out well.
I would agree. I agree on the flip side because I think you've allowed me to become more big dreamy when it comes to things that we could do.
Yeah.
And so likewise, like you'll press me on something if I try to make something too simple or it's, just making it better. So that's how we've complemented each other. Yeah. And it's been really great working together. And it's never goodbye.
Yes.
It's see you later.
It's see you later. And that there's more to come, I think, from both of us. It just might be served up differently, maybe not served up with coffee every morning on Tuesday, but we're not done yet, and there's certainly great things ahead. So I don't know if you want to just talk at all about.
Sure, yeah. So one of my passions, as you may or may not know, is technology. And really being able to take what we've done here in terms of innovation and what I've learned and my experiences here and apply it to startups and incubators and companies that are coming to market and being able to help them grow and develop and in real estate and then potentially outside of real estate and other verticals too. So I'm super excited.
Yeah.
It's a little bittersweet because, we've talked about it. Yes, this company is great. Yes, the brands at Properties, Christie's International Real Estate are amazing. But it's the people, know.
And we've obviously done such a good job. I think, you've put in all of the work, but you've been in a place, all of us, where you've been able to grow and flourish and develop. And I'm excited because I know that is your passion, this technology and being in a space where you're kind of taking this to a new level and kind of getting into an uncomfortable zone too with trying something, new and different. So I think we should all be excited for Kevin.
Thank you.
I'm not going anywhere. I will be here, and I'm still trying to figure out what that next thing is, but I want you to stay tuned because what I do want to make sure of is that we can continue to support all of you with exciting and fresh ideas. As Kevin said, always helping you to continue to learn and grow. So it's in the mix, it's in the works, so stay tuned because there will be more details, but I'm excited to continue to work with all of you and continue to make sure that we all continue to have this, got this. How do I say that? Because we still
Make sure you continue
to still have got. I
to
might.
still
Do I
got-
need a new tagline?
This is we're already retiring it because we can't even say it.
I'm working on it.
But whatever,
I'm working on
whatever you come up with and whatever comes out of this, it's going to be amazing.
Yes, yes. Well, sometimes they say all good things must come to an end. And so I think this is going to be our final sign off for Coffee with Amy, correcting Amy and Kevin, CWAC. So on that note, we hope you make it a great Tuesday. We're excited to take things further with you, or let me do this again.
No, I think we leave this in.
What?
This is authentic.
My blubbing? Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this right. All right, so on that note, make it a great Tuesday. This is bittersweet. I'm almost into tears, so I'm just going to say enjoy your cup of coffee. Kevin, we wish you the best of luck. We're going to miss you. And remember, until then, we've all got this.
You got this.
Hey, team. Well, we know that this is the end of Coffee with Amy and Kevin. I didn't want you to miss out on 2 episodes that we did film for March. So we took the best of these 2 episodes and combined them together to offer you one last glimpse of Coffee with Amy and Kevin. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll look forward to seeing all of you real soon.